What's up, YouTube? Today I'm making a video on how to grind meat for burgers or tacos or sloppy joe, whatever you want to make. Today I'm using 2 pounds of ground round steak and 12 ounces of bacon. I'm making burgers. This is my typical way I grind. If I was just making tacos or sloppy joes, I would probably omit the bacon and leave the beef fat in. But I prefer bacon fat over beef fat. So I've trimmed most of the fat off and decided to use bacon for my fat in my burgers. So I've turned my KitchenAid, it's on about 6, and we're just going to start alternating beef, bacon, beef, bacon. The bacon's been in the freezer, the beef as well. It's been cut into strips, and just so it would fit the hole. So here we go. It's a fairly simple process. You just keep putting it in and then using your smasher, for lack of a better term, to push it down. And you basically just go through the whole volume of meat. I will mention that I'm making this video because of a request from Heather, the Needy Homesteader. I've been doing this for a while now. I definitely like this better than any store-bought beef. Plus, I know exactly what cuts of meat are going into my burgers. I'm not taking a chance that I've got 15 different cows, 100 different cows in one burger. I've grinded this myself from a few cuts of steak. So as we go here, I'm just going to continue to alternate and push it down. And we'll be back when we get closer to the end. Okay, so at this point, we're getting close to being finished grinding the meat. It's been alternating back and forth. We're very close to moving on to the next step here. Okay, now if I were just making tacos or sloppy joes or something, I would stop right here, because the way this meat is right now is very easy to grind it, to cook up real fine. You don't have to do anything special. There's no breaking up of the pan with a spoon or anything. Right now it's perfect for like a sloppy joe, tacos, anything that requires a fine grind. So since I'm making burgers, I'm going to run 1/2 to 3/4 back through to help the burgers hold together. I've done that in the past and it's worked well. I've tried to leave it alone and just form burgers the way it is, and the burgers always tend to fall apart. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and run some of this back through. What you'll notice here is that as I put this in and push it down, it requires a little more work than it did before, because this is all ground up and it's kind of sticking to the sides. So you've got to use your masher and mash it on down. And this takes a little bit of time, not much more than it did before. But you're just going to keep filling the tube, pushing it down. I'm using my hands here. As long as your hands are clean, that's fine. Mine are. So there we go with the masher, pushing that meat down on through, and we're just going to keep pushing it down until we get as much through the grind again as we want. So we're getting close to finishing up here, and we're going to complete the grind, get all the meat down inside. Now we're going to use some of the fat that I trimmed off. What we're doing here is we're just pushing the rest of that meat through with the fat. You can use fat, you can use a piece of bread, anything that'll just push the rest of that meat through, because you don't want to lose any of it. It's good stuff. So as I do that, the grind is complete. I've shut the mixer off. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge, refrigerate it for 30 minutes to an hour. We want to let that fat rest because it's been worked so much. We don't want to try to form it and heat it up because the stuff's going to fall apart. So let's go ahead and get it in the fridge, and after that you can do what you want with form burgers, make it into whatever you like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Thanks. Bye. think I'm neglecting my responsibilities. My motto is we're either cooking with brew or drinking brew. 22 ouncer here, folks.